Time to move some excavators. Got the 350 and the 220 heading to a big pond repair project. Mr. Donnie's right on time. We have arrived. I'll have to explain that over there. Once we get the 350 here, I'll show you what we're doing. 350 has arrived. We're about, that was about an 87-mile drive. That was a good little ways. A good ride right there. All right, got the buckets off the trailer here. I'm gonna take the 350, got to put a little bit of fuel in it. I got some in my pickup truck. Got the 220, 350, got to bring the Komatsu dozer down here and the off-road dump truck. This is, if you remember about a month ago, I came down here. This is Brush Commando's property right here. He's got some equipment. He's kind of done some work out here, but he really wants me to fix the 9-acre pond down here. He bought that at a salvage auction. That was actually underwater all the way up there to the top of the engine compartment, and blew the motor up in it. And he bought it as salvage, and then ended up not being able to find a motor for it for less than 100 grand. So I don't know, I think he's found some different options right here, but the old 520 Hyundai is something he's bought, and may fix up and resell or do something. I'm not exactly sure, but I've looked at this a couple years ago about fixing the pond dam. One of the hurricanes a few years ago blew the pond dam out and drained the entire lake here. And he lives up here in one of these houses before he bought all this, and he wanted to have some water in this backyard, so he ended up putting a dam across this little 2-acre cove right here, and flooding that. But now we're going to take that dam out and rebuild the main pond dam. He didn't want to tackle that by himself, so that's what I'm here to do. So let me walk down here and I'll show you the game plan. I think I can see it pretty good from down here. So this is the pond dam that he put in, and we're going to take it out and end up using this dirt in the pond dam as well. But if you remember, we dug some test holes over there with his John Deere excavator. I got to take those pine trees down over there, and we're going to cut that hill down to get the clay to fix the center part of the dam, and then use this kind of for the slopes and whatever extra dirt I need for that. But we'll drain this down. He's going to go out there and get all that stuff knocked down so that nothing else is sticking up out of the water. And he's going to have me dredge out that cove up there, put all that sediment up there on the bank, and then pretty much all this will be underwater then, so it really won't matter too much. And I got all that is flooded from a beaver dam. I got to bust that and let that drain out, and then I'll probably put it back, and that'll keep all the water off of me while I do the pond dam. Put in a big new 4-foot by 4-foot overflow, 12-foot tall, 36-inch pipe going out, redo the spillway, and I think he said he may have me do a little more dredging over here. I'm not 100% sure. He's not in town right now, so I'm going to take the 350, put some fuel in it, come over here and go ahead and start taking down some of those trees, and he can work on cutting some of those up and putting them over here in the burn pile. So you can see the pond dam I just came across on. That is the pond I have to fix. And this is where we're going to get the clay from, this ridge right here. So all these pine trees that are burnt pretty much need to come down. So I have the stumper on the 350. I'm just going to start digging around these and laying them all down and just kind of get them all laid over here into a row. Let's do what the 350 does best. Let's get stuff done. Dug around, pushed over. I don't know if he wants to cut anything out of them or not. He's got a saw attachment for that excavator over there. I'm gonna lay him out where he can cut them up if he wants to. Timber! Off with that big root right there. Probably end up cutting some logs out of these to use for mats when I go out there in the pond. There's a few areas I have to dredge, and I don't have any mats that aren't rotten. And I hate to buy them. They've gotten pretty expensive. Like 500 some bucks a piece now, 600 bucks a piece. And I have nothing else in the pipeline I would need mats for, so they would rot before I need them again. So I think I'm just going to use logs. Take some of these little smaller trees out, then drop some more bigger ones, but I want to kind of track this over so that I don't end up with a soft spot right here when I need to cut clay. Well, I better dig beside these. I could push them over, but I think it was going to break each tree. Got a whole row of them right here. One after the next. One. break it off, it just plucks the whole thing out of the ground. After clearing with a big machine, or stumping, or just pushing over trees, I'm telling you, it's nothing like having the power to do what you want to do. I'm going to drop them back over there so that the tops are kind of towards where the burn pile is going to be. Break another tree out, it did. Got it. actually by the old pond bank. Lay them over here. Be a burn pile right there. And then I'll drop all these pine trees back this way, so that all these tops kind of end up over here where they got to be burned at. Also dig out some dirt from right in there if I need it as well. Got a lot of options to get dirt from over here, so that's pretty good. Got to have options. Dropping all those pine trees back this way now until I run out of room to stack them up. Just all the treetops will be right here. I'm making my way out here on the pond dam with the 350. I need to take those trees down right there, but it's a little narrow. Like, it's only about 8 feet wide. This machine's a lot wider than that. Might have to go put my bucket on and break this dirt down a little bit. I'm just trying to feel for how solid all this is. It seems pretty good. It's just kind of a long ways down. Gonna grab some of these trees right here, because we're going to add dirt to the back side of the pond dam, and they are going to be in the way. All that up, and I can grab it with the 220 and the thumb. take all our junky dirt that we have and put it back here, just to kind of build a slope in here. It's like straight up and down just about. Just kind of pinch that in and drag it in, bag it in best we can there, pretty much just trying to make that a softer slope. So I think he's got one of those remote control bush hogs to be able to maintain that. Probably going to take that pine tree down. I think I need to go get my bucket. Break this dirt down a little bit so that I can get out there a little bit safer. It's a little narrow right there. Don't need to dump the 350 off into the pond. Came up here and got my big old bucket, and I got a good view here now. I did have get all the trees knocked down, lined up right there, and all over here. So I probably won't be back for about a week or so. It's supposed to rain all next week, and I'm going up to the Volvo event up there in Pennsylvania. So it seemed like I picked a pretty good week to do that. He does, like I mentioned, have a cutter head for that machine there. See if maybe he wants to put it on there and cut all these trees up into pieces. That way I can stack it into the burn pile a little bit easier. But got the bucket. I got about another hour or so I'm gonna work, and I'm gonna go down here and kind of rake the top of the dam down a little bit, make it a little bit wider, and kind of see what's going on down here. I may actually bust that beaver dam and start letting that drain a little bit. We'll see what it looks like. Kind of cutting this down a little bit to make this a little bit wider. This has a marginal sketch factor to it of more wider than the pond dam is. And the only reason this pond dam busted was during the hurricane. I don't know what kind of overflow. I don't even think they had an overflow in it. Just a runaround over there. Well, it ended up going over top of the dam, and evidently there was a low spot right there, and it made it two pieces. So I got to be able to get the haul truck out here and everything anyway. So I'm cutting this out, making it wider so that it fits and is a lot safer. Tell how long this has been here by those trees right there. That pine tree on the left is probably 75 years old. Now, I'm not saying it wasn't buried in some of this dirt when it was thrown up, but it doesn't appear to be too buried in the dirt. I think this has just been here a very long time. Take that down today or not. I'm going to at least take that one smaller tree down there on the left. Kind of give me a little more room in here, but I might need them to break up and put down in that ditch so I can get across it. to get down here to those other trees and see if I can go ahead and open up that Beaver Dam and start letting a little bit of that water out. If I was smart, I'd be over here with the 220 because it's a little more nimble and lighter, but you know, I'm in the 350, so might as well use it. That's the way I look at it. There's actually a fair amount of water out there. What does this dirt look like? Let's scrape all that grass off. It's wet. See how deep that is. Wouldn't want to drive off into it. I think I'm gonna dig around that tree, push it over, and get that one on the end right there. That way I can have room to come down here and figure out what I want to do. I gotta get those trees out over there. That's where the Beaver Dam is, I think. Not 100% sure. I do know he got his excavator stuck down there at the bottom of this, so it's definitely soft. That's what I don't need to do, is bury this thing down there. When you get the biggest machine on site stuck, it runs. You got a problem. We'll try to avoid that. Let me go back over here and get my stumper and dig around that tree, because obviously this bucket is very big and I don't want to take up that much of the pond dam. Be right back. Stumper on. See if I can rip through these roots right here and get this tree down. This is the real reason I'm here with the 350. It takes a lot of oomph to get these trees down like this, especially if they've been buried in the dam a little bit. This thing makes it look so easy though. Oh, it's still gonna split. Oh well. This dirt was definitely not packed in here the best in the world. It's moving. I imagine it's going to pack down a lot better when I drive 200 dump truck loads of dirt across it. Come on, tree stump. That one might have to just come down with that other pine tree. enough alone for right now. I should be safe and go ahead and take those two down. Let me go ahead and take those two down and make me a spot to be able to sit, and I'll work on the little beaver dam down there then. I got that big tree down, and break this up a little bit, kind of use the logs to go down in there a little bit. Trees don't want to break up too good. Normally they'll snap right in half. They're being extra stringy today. Normally pine trees don't do that. I'll go ahead and break on off, but that's acting like a hardwood tree. Oh well. Just sit here and keep plucking away at it, get it broke loose. It will eventually tear. Eventually, my gracious, like spaghetti. Act as a mat when I go down there, kind of stand on it, because it looks like that beaver dam's about 5 feet higher than the area I need to work here, so I've got to drain that down a little bit. I'm definitely not going to bust all that at one time, but I'm going to kind of scratch it down right there. I'm going to actually keep it in place, that way when I do build the dam, I can kind of cast the dirt back up there and block it off. And that'll act as a cofferdam. This tree gonna come down September, maybe not. Let me dig this up and get this log down here where I want it. Then we'll go down in there and see what kind of mess I can make. I figured I better put the bucket back on before venturing down here, just in case I need to dig something. Because the stumper isn't the greatest in the world for digging anything, and or if I need a little more assistance getting back out of here. here. Let's see how deep this is. He does have access to lower the water in that lower pond, so we may end up draining that down a little bit for the work. Let's take these willow trees down, wipe some dust off the windshield, see what we got in here. Up on top of this tree right here. There we go. Oh, easy. Don't slide off down in there. That would not be good. This dang pond's gonna be pretty deep right here now. Just trying to kind of slowly pull this away. I don't know exactly what all is holding everything up. I don't want the whole beaver dam to bust right now because, well, that'd be a lot of flow going downstream into their pond. Try to do a little bit here at the time. Let's see what we got going on here. That's a big beaver dam. Oh my. That thing goes way across there. Let's see, can I reach that? Yeah. I'll just kind of pull that down just a little bit right there, but I want to try to get some more of this out first. Yeah, that thing's holding back about 4 feet of water. Go a little bit farther. Want to grab that tree. Got it. Well, it took all day to get here, but it's finally time to let a little water out. Stumps right here so that the water going over doesn't erode that out too much and actually bust the entire dam there. I'll kind of slow it down a little bit. Like so. Alright, well that's going to do its thing. That'll drain it down a little bit more, and every time I come here I'll just kind of keep scratching that out. making it a little bit lower. Well, that's going to be our wrap for today. Got started on this pond project. Got the trees down up there. Got this one more big pine here, but I'll just save it for another day. And that probably with that one over there and that maple. And but this is probably the width we're looking for when it's all said and done. Kind of get all this filled in and some dirt added on the backside. Dam raised up a little more level. But yeah, that's draining down really good there. I'll just kind of let that keep going down. And I may leave it so that I can keep it dammed up, so when I do put the new overflow in there, it'll kind of keep the water off of me. Just have to kind of wait and see how it goes. But I mean, that's a lot of storage right there. If I can just kind of leave that into one spot, that'll really help me when it comes time to put the box in and everything.